I'm doing story time. My cousin wants a shout out, so I'm giving her a shout out. And that this, she wants me to describe it and everything. She makes singing videos. Her YouTube name is Selena Legacy. S. Not C. Some people make their names into a C, but it's an S. Yeah. So, the story we're gonna read is When the Dead Walk the Halls. That sounds scary. I'm reading it off of my iPhone and using my boyfriend's phone, because we can't afford a real life camera. We're too cheap. Just kidding. So listen to the story. It's a really long story. So here we go. When the Dead Walk the Halls. I used to volunteer at a nursing home where we had several incidents where new residents extremely describe former residents down to specific nightgowns or color of glasses who I and the staff knew had died in that room, and complain about them coming into their room at night. Then once I was walking through the hallway, and it was normally uncomfortably warm instead, but I felt a chill and goosebumps. That is super scary. Just imagine going down the hallway and you feel like cold and goosebumpy and and all that. Like, I would be scared. I would be like, nope, running the other way. I dance weird. Okay, we're goosebumps. One of the CNS said I had just walked through a ghost. I couldn't get warm again for the rest of the day. There was flickering lights and TVs turning themselves on. Several of the staff were from the same Southeast Asian country, and they were talking about ghosts and disrespect for their dead so much that management had someone come in to do a candlelit ceremony, and this lady with crystals and dreadlocks came in to do a sage brushing. Damn, that gets deep. Things calmed down after that. Lights stayed on better, and the residents seemed calmer. Shit, that is scary. I will try to read 2 stories at a time. But if I can't, well, I can't. That's how life is. If you can't do something, you can't do it. If you can do something, then you can do it. But, yeah. Here. Wait. My hands are shaking, don't mind me. It's because I'm hungry and I never ate. Okay. I found one. Yay. Okay. Look how shaky I am. 'Cause I'm hungry. Did you? Love you.
Okay.
Can you make me something quick? Hmm? Love you. No, don't look at my hands.
Should we eat something before?
Oh, I'm just too lazy. I don't have my makeup on, so I look ugly. Oh, and I have Twitter, and on Twitter, to do the Q&A questions, you gotta use hashtag ask, capital A and capital P, ask Patsy. So, yeah. So, here's the first story, and this story is really long, so this will cover it good. Ugh, my thumb's crooked. Oh, that's why. Blue Tidal. Even this title scares me. About 5 years ago, I lived downtown in a major city in the US. I've always been a night person, so I would often find myself bored after my roommate, who was decidedly not a night person, went to sleep. To pass the time, I used to go for long walks and spend the time thinking. Okay, that's what I would probably do, but now when someone goes in, it scares the living shit out of you. Oh, we didn't get to that part yet, but I'm already scared. I spent 4 years like that, walking alone at night, and never once had a reason to feel afraid. I always used to joke with my roommate that even the drug dealers in the city were polite, but all of that changed in just a few minutes of one evening. Can you give me food? On a Nutella sandwich.
Yeah.
Thank you, kiss.
Do you video?
Love you. Okay. It was a Wednesday, somewhere between 1 and 2 in the morning. and I was walking near police patrolled park quite a ways from my apartment. It was a quiet night, even for a weeknight, with every little traffic and almost no one on foot. The park was as it was most nights was completely empty. Still shaking. I'm scared and hungry at the same time. Yes, I have gained pounds. The last time you saw me, I was skinny. Now, I got a little belly. But I have a second job. This is gonna be my first job. Oh, this is my second job. My first job is going to be working at McDonald's. Yes, I'm working at McDonald's. Please don't come stalk me. And since I'm gonna be working full time in the summertime, will probably barely get any videos out, but I'll try. I will try. Oh, I gotta plug. Okay, I'll try. And if I can't, well, I can't. It's part of life, you know? It's a part of life. So, let's go on. I turned down the short side street in order to loop back to my apartment when I first noticed him. At the far end of the street on my side was the silhouette of a man dancing. It was a strange dance, similar to a waltz, but he finished each box with an odd forward stride. I guess you would say he was dance walking, heading straight for me. This is scary. I think I might not even sleep tonight. Just thinking of this. Deciding he was probably drunk, I stepped as close as I could to the road to give him the majority of the sidewalk to pass me by. The closer he got, the more I realized how gracefully he was moving. He was very tall and lanky, and wearing an old suit? He was wearing an old suit? Scary. Help me. Why did I even start doing this? Okay. He danced closer still until I could make out his face. His eyes were open wide and wild. Head. Oh, you scared me. Thank you.
Shaky Majid.
Pause the freaking. Milo. I'm so hungry. was so big. What do you want? Oh, I thought you were Jacob.
Can you like see my head?
I thought you were Jacob at first.
Exposed. Just kidding. Where's my? Oh, there's my phone. Might as well show my face before they say, "Who the hell's that beside you?" Sure. Oh no. Look over here. Oh yeah, couldn't go over here. And continue dragging the feet.
Let's get back to this.
Huh? What? Right.
Head tilted back slightly. Look off at the sky. His mouth was formed in a painfully wide cartoons of a smile. Between the eyes and the smile, I decided to cross the street before he gets any closer. I took my eyes off of him to cross the empty street. As I reached the other side, I glanced back. Then he stopped dead in my tracks. He had stopped dancing and was standing with one foot in the street, perfectly paralyzed. Let's just put it that. Paralyzed. To me. Oh, Parallel?
Partially?
I don't know. Parallel. What are you thinking about that? I'm gonna eat.
Yeah, you whispering.
No. I'm eating. Did you fart?
No.
Okay. He was facing me, but still looking skyward, smile still wide on his lips. I was completely and utterly unnerved by this. I started walking again. Just keep my eyes on the man. He didn't move. Once I had put about half a block between us, I turned away from him for a moment to watch the sidewalk in front of me. The street and the sidewalk ahead of me were completely empty. Still unnerved, I looked back to where he had been standing to find him again. For the briefest of the moment, I felt relieved until I noticed him. He was crossing the street, and I was now slightly crouched down, and was now lightly crouched down. I couldn't tell for sure due to the distance and the shadows, but I was certain he was facing me. I was scared. I had looked away from him for no more than 10 seconds, and so it was clear that he had moved fast. I was so shook that I stood there for some time staring at him, and then he started moving towards me again. He took giant granted tiptoed steps, as if he were a cartoon character sneaking up on someone. I'm scared. Someone did that to me? They would be dead. Except he was moving very, very quietly. I'd like to say at this point I ran away or pulled out my pepper spray or my cell phone or anything at all, but I didn't. Oh. I just stood there completely frozen as the smiling man creeped towards me, and then he stopped again. He brought a car length away from me, still smiling, his smile still looking to the sky. Oh, if I heard that, if I saw that, I would have ran or called the cops or something. I wouldn't stay there. You know how crazy that would be? And the reason why my hair, by the way, is 3 different colors because I dyed it twice. First it was black, then I dyed it blonde, and then this part is my natural hair color. Yeah, it's like a blonde-y brown. When I finally found my voice, I blurted out the first thing that came to mind. What I meant to ask was, what the fudge do you want? In an anger command tone, what came out of my was a whisper. What the What the fuck? Regardless of whether or not humans can smell fear, they can certainly hear it. I heard it in my own voice. And that only made me more afraid. But he didn't react to it at all. He just stood there smiling. And then after what felt like forever, he turned around very slowly and just danced just dance walk away. Just like that. No. It's windy out. That's why the damn door opened again. Not wanting to turn my back to him again, I just watched him go until he was far enough away to almost be out of sight. And then I realized something. He wasn't moving away from me, nor was he dancing. I watched in horror as the distant shape of him grew larger and larger. He was coming back my way, and this time he was running. I ran too. I ran until I was off of the street road and back onto a better lit road with sparse traffic. Looking behind me, then when he was nowhere to be found. The rise of the way home, I kept glancing over my shoulder, always expecting to see his stupid smile, but he was never there. I lived in the city for 6 months after that night, and I never went out for another walk. There was something about his face that always haunted me. He didn't look drunk, he didn't look high, he didn't look completely and utterly insane. But that's a very, very, very scary thing to see. Oh, I had chills down my back. That scared me. That literally scared me. Like if I saw that person on the street, I'd probably run too. Or I'll call the cops, be like, yo, there's this man on this road trying to follow me, like kind of thing. But more likely I would run. No question there. Run, 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 run. If you see a stranger, you run. Or call the cops. Either or. So, peace.